So it's 10 to 7 and we have to make a pretty long drive up to the western upper peninsula of Michigan. We got about an 8-hour drive ahead of us. We'll be staying at a hotel and then putting in first thing tomorrow morning. So here is to the beginning of our adventure and a little bit of a road trip. You guys ready? You excited?
Yeah.
All right. 5-day canoe trip, Sylvania Wilderness. Here we come. We made it. Our 8-hour journey is complete. It actually did not feel that long. So it was a great ride in. Rained a bit, but it was an awesome ride. So here we are at Sylvania Outfitters. They set us up. We have our canoe and kayak ready to go. It'll be sitting at our drop-in first thing in the morning. But they hooked us up with all our maps and all that good stuff. Lots of good fishing tips and some good history lessons. Great people here, highly recommend them, and we are certainly looking forward to the trip tomorrow. Getting ready to leave here soon, just got a couple things to pack up, and we'll be in our put-in by 8 o'clock. Boys are still sleeping. Need to wake them up. But I'm excited. We're here. It's the day of. Ready for it. You guys are awake now?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys excited?
Yeah.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
Yeah? You guys ready to start our trip? Get on the water?
Yeah.
All right. Where are we going?
Sylvania Wilderness.
Yeah. What are we gonna do there?
We're gonna canoe and kayak.
And what else?
Fish.
Yeah.
And camp.
Yeah.
For 5 days.
Here we are. We're at the launch site of Clark Lake. Our initial put-in. Just got the stuff sitting here. The boys are working on bringing up the kayak. Hi guys. Gonna get the canoe down here, get loaded up, and get moving here on beautiful Clark Lake and work our way over to our first campsite, Pine 1 on Clark Lake. And then the plan is to do some day trip exploring after we make camp. So, boys ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, so we're out here all packed, our canoe loaded on Clark Lake. Garrett's back there doing some fishing already. Garrett got the first fish. What is it, a sunny? Sunfish? Made it to the landing of our campsite, Pine 1. Really nice landing, easy access. It was a little tricky to find because it's not right in front of the campsite. Have to come around the bend, that's where the landing is, and then the actual campsite is right back here. The campsites are back a little bit further off the water. Anyways, we had a little bit of a disaster. I shouldn't say disaster, a little bit of a setback. So what happened is Garrett's button release on his pole fell off somehow. And as casting, we looked for it Who knows, maybe it'll show up. But the good thing is I did bring a spare pole. So always bring a spare pole, and we'll be back in business. So yeah, here we are. Logue,
Hi.
that was a nice paddle, right?
Yep.
Good campsite.
Yep.
We already caught a few fish, or I should say Garrett did, right?
Yep. He's slaying them.
Yeah, okay. Just got all our stuff unpacked in this tree behind me here. Everything's sitting there. We're gonna set up the tarp and the tent. They were calling for rain possibly tomorrow, so we just want to be prepared for that. Not sure exactly what time it'll roll through, but we got our nice fire pit. We're probably gonna set up our tent right here. Got a tree to put up a tarp, high ground, so it'll work out nice. And then the boys are working on collecting some firewood. And then it's still pretty early. I don't know, it's like noon. And so we're gonna set up and then do some fishing. Bald eagle, first one of the trip. So we had lunch, set up camp, and now we're out just doing some afternoon fishing expedition. And it's probably really hard to see, but we have our first loon. Oh, he's under the water now, but oh no, he's not. He's right there. We've been hearing them, but that's the first one we've seen. So, out to do some fishing. Hopefully we get some. Right, Logue? Mm-hmm. All right, we're a little slow on the camera, but this is one of the better ones we've gotten tonight on this beautiful night. Can you lift them up, Logue?
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, let's get him unhooked.
Yep.
So they've had a lot of rain last few days before we got here. Everything's a little damp, but little birch bark and we'll be good to go. Boys, did you have fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of fishing.
Yep.
Yeah, we started keeping score, but then we started catching so many we couldn't keep track.
Yeah.
I think though, who came in first?
You.
Got so many tiny ones.
Yeah, there weren't any big hogs out there, except Garrett, you got that big bluegill.
Yeah.
That was a hog bluegill. And then I got a decent size bass towards the end of the day.
Same.
And then we got quite a few small ones. So it's good. So we got the fire going. We're gonna let those die down so we can get some coals going and get some dinner. It ended up being a beautiful night. It cleared up substantially. The sun finally came out towards the end there. It was really nice. So yeah, we're doing it. We're in it. Sausages on here, and then get some water going for the potatoes. Sound good?
Yeah.
Went to the food barrel and I saw something scurry next to one of the dry bags. We got a little friend right there. a little toad. Oh, lights on the way. Morning of day 2. Boys are still sleeping, but I got up pretty early. Already made my coffee here. Had everything prepped for our breakfast burritos. About to get those made, and then I'll wake up the boys here and get on our way, getting packed up and on to the rest of the day. Be a pretty short day today in terms of required travel. We just have to make it to the end of Clark Lake here, and then portage over to Loon Lake, and that's all. And then the rest of the day will just be relaxing, fishing, doing whatever we feel like. We just left camp, got packed up. We took our time. Like I said earlier, we have a pretty short destination for today, so we have some time. Oh, look at what we got here. Have a little friend, a vagabond. Oh, there he goes. So we're gonna do some fishing, see how that pans out for us, and maybe we'll get some panfish. Get it? Dad jokes on the lake. So cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
We finished the first portage from Clark Lake to Loon Lake, and I think I'm ready to do some swimming after we get to camp.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, pretty easy portage. I will say this, as someone who's far more experienced with canoeing, not a fan of portaging the kayak. I think we're ready to get loaded up and get on our way. It is so peaceful and calm out here. We got the whole lake to ourselves. Oh, first cast in with my trusty little minnow jig. We got this guy. Nice. All right. We just landed to our campsite for the next 2 days. We'll probably do some fishing. Probably lots of fishing, right guys?
Yep.
Yeah. Did pretty good just on the way in, just kind of messing around. I caught 2 pretty significant sized bass. It's a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, set up camp. I think I want to go for a swim. Got the canoes unloaded. Fishing gear out. We'll use that in a little bit. Give you a quick tour of the walk up to our campsite. Mosquito just got a free meal. Killed him and he's full of blood. Okay, here's the fire pit, the cooking grate, logs for seats if you choose to use them. Got all their stuff here. And then I think we'll end up putting the tent up here And looking at it from this view, this is where we will be for the next 2 days. Pretty cool. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Woo! That's cool.
It feels so good though.
I know.
Yeah.
That is refreshing though.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
Some non-cheddar cheese, apple, hard salami, and then we just have a variety of different nut butters. I chose to try, I don't think I've had this one before, but it's the maple. What did you get, Garrett? What did you choose?
Same as you. I got maple as well.
What'd you choose, Luke?
I got honey, cinnamon, and butter.
Ooh, that sounds good. This is one of our go-to lunches for our trips. As my nephew would say, I'm soaking sweaty. There's our firewood pile back there. Nice load. Thanks to the boys for all their hard work. Sorting and piling. Thanks, Logue. Thanks, Garrett. We should be good for the next couple nights. And if we need more, got some more logs here. Can saw those down if we need to. Something that I've found very useful is bringing a pair of loppers. I think it's well worth the wait. Packs right in the side of my portage pack and makes real quick work of this stuff, the small sticks, and even these medium sticks. We're all cut with the loppers. The only, right here on the end, I did all this stuff with the saw. All right, but I'm pretty hot after doing all that, so I'm gonna take another dip in the water and then we're gonna go fishing. Oh, you lost him. We found this honey hole. Oh, Garrett, you got one?
Yep.
Nice, Garrett.
It's been an awesome evening fishing. Rock bass?
Yep.
We got a lot of rock bass.
Nice.
Oh, they're gone.
So we've been fishing this evening. It was pretty windy when we left. It was windy earlier.
Got one.
So I was like, oh, see? And like I said, this is a little honey hole. You good, Garrett?
Yeah, look at this guy.
I got
Nice.
one on.
All right, I'll help you with the net. Here, bring him here. There you go.
Okay, there he. Okay,
This
there.
really is just a honey hole. Got a whole bunch of deep freezing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the rock bass are thick here. In fact, change of plans for dinner.
Another one.
Oh man, you got another one?
It looks like a Microsoft picture. Or like pictures on Fire TV.
Oh yeah. Fried fish on the trip, boys. And we got the water boiling for mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes and fresh caught fish. Nothing better. It is a gorgeous day. It's about 7 o'clock right now. Got at it pretty early. Made a quick breakfast of oatmeal. Had a cup of coffee. join the morning, and we're doing a loop today. We're gonna see 5 different lakes. Garrett's already slaying them out here. He caught 2 rock bass in like the first minute. So finish with Loon Lake, going to our first portage. The portages here in Sylvania Wilderness are not marked, so it takes a little bit of discovery to figure out exactly where they're at, but I believe right where those trees open up is what we're looking for. Made it to the end of the portage between Loon and Deer Island Lake. It was a pretty easy portage. The only thing I'll say it again, did I mention I don't like portaging kayaks. Wow, really bright, so probably hard to see back here, but here we are, Deer Island Lake. The mosquitoes weren't bad on the portage trail until we got right down to the end by the water here, and they're kind of bugging us, so I'm ready to get on the water so we can get away from these bugs and explore Deer Island Lake, do some fishing. We've already had luck this morning on Loon Lake. Garrett was getting all kinds of fish. Deer Island Lake. Just an absolutely sunny, beautiful day. Can't get over how beautiful it is out here. So we'll spend some time fishing here for a little bit, and then we'll move on to our next portage to the next lake.
That is huge. Garrett, get out your net.
All right, just got to the end. Finishing up here at Deer Island Lake. And we're ready to hit the portage to get into Cub Lake. I would say Deer Island Lake did not disappoint. We had some monster bass. It was a lot of fun, especially when you got a chance to pull them up out of the deep water. Lots of good fights. It was a blast. Now we got a little portage ahead of us. We're gonna jump into Cub Lake, make a quick skirt over to do another portage, then we'll be into Big Bateau Lake. End of the portage from Deer Island Lake to Cub Lake. And then we're going to blow straight through Cub Lake. We're not going to do any fishing there. We're going to save that for Big Bateau. Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock. We're having a fantastic day. The weather is beautiful. It's gorgeous here. 10 for 10, I would come back here again. It was an awesome trip. And it's not even over. So, good stuff. On Big Bateau Lake, just finished the shortest portage of the trip. It's literally like over a hill. So that's cool. Garrett says he spots some fish already over there. Cool lake. Nice time on Big Bateau Lake. Quite a few bass. Not as many as on Deer Island Lake, but still a good time, good lake. Short little portage over here to smaller lake, and then we'll be back to our home base. So we got one more smaller lake and then one more portage, and then we're back to camp. Set off onto a quick little jaunt on Florence Lake. Small lake. Really pretty though, just like everywhere else. Just gorgeous. I love when the water is glass like this. Well, we'll be on our portage back to Loon Lake very shortly. That portage was a little gnarly, not so much in terms of terrain, but pretty overgrown. And then got to the end here and the mosquitoes are relentless. So this is the first time I felt like I needed to put the bug jacket on. They're all over. Now we're on Loon Lake again, heading home. I was planning on being back at camp around 6. We fished a little bit more than expected, which is fine. It's a little after 7, so still got daylight left. We have all our firewood already, and it's dehydrated meals tonight. That was the plan. Something quick and easy for this long day. But I'm definitely glad we did it. Saw 5 lakes today. All right, back to camp. Just got on the lake, so left Mallard for our last day. Mallard campsite. We're on Loon Lake, of course, headed our way back to Clark Lake, trying to make our way over to Mountain Lake, and that's where we are going to spend our last night. A little bit of an overcast day as compared to yesterday, but the sun is trying to peek out. It looks like it's going to clear up. So looking forward to it. Pretty early. We've got a full day ahead of us. A few portages, some of the longer ones of the trip. Yeah, looking forward to it. Great night last night. I slept like a log. I'm sure all that, the day trip yesterday played a factor into that. Coming up on to the portage back into Clark Lake. Just waiting for Garrett. But yeah, we'll hit this portage, the very first one we did of the trip, back the other way, back into Clark Lake, and make our way onto the rest of our journey. Just finished the portage from Loon Lake back into Clark, one of the longer ones. All right, so we started the first day up here in Clark Lake, and we came through here and stayed at Pine One campsite. Second day we came through here, portaged. That was the one that we just finished, going into Loon Lake, and then we stayed on Mallard One site. Then what we did the following day, yesterday, is did a loop. We came into here, portaged into Deer Island Lake, Went over to here, fished quite a bit in Deer Island Lake. There was some big bass in there. We had a blast. Came over here into Cub Lake. Quick little jump over to Big Bateau Lake. Over, portaged into Florence. And then this longer portage back onto Loon. Up and back to Mallard 1 where we stayed last night on Mallard 1. So here we're back into Clark Lake. We just finished this portage. So the plan is to go over here. I don't see on the map, there's a slight break right there. On one map it shows no water, and in here it does. So we'll find out when we get there. We might have to do some bushwhacking, I don't know. But it's a short little jaunt over a piece of land. Then we get into here, fairly long portage into Hay Lake, and then we have the longest portage of the trip to get into this secluded Whitefish Lake, and we're staying at Perch 1. So we're headed to Perch 1 for tonight. We're here, we have to get to here. We're looking forward to this. Supposed to be some bigger fish in there. Opportunity even for some walleye. So here we go. All right, we made it into Glimmerglass Lake. Turns out there is a waterway in. I'm not sure, like I said, one of the maps showed land. So I don't know if during low water, if there's a section there that dries out. Anyways, scratched off a portage off the list. That's -1. So we're through this little waterway, and then it opens up to Glimmerglass Lake. So that one was pretty brutal. There's lots of ups and downs. There was roots. It's a pretty long portage too. But made the first leg. Now go grab the kayak. The boys are doing good. I didn't hear any complaining. I'm proud of them. Just hiking, it's peaceful and enjoyable. But when you got 70, 80, 90 pounds between the watercraft and a portage pack, I'm not gonna lie, not as enjoyable. But for me, it is all worth it. Because you get to go to these beautiful lakes that only a small fraction of the population cares to do or gets to do. And B, it's certainly a sense of accomplishment. And there goes Logue with his load. These guys have been little troopers. Yeah, this was fun. Double blow over. And there's Garrett. Is that the last of it?
Yeah.
Just the kayak?
Mm-hmm.
What a trooper. Good job, kiddo. Proud of you. We are back to the entrance of Glimmerglass Lake. Boys grabbed all the smaller stuff. So typically I would put everything in just one bigger dry bag. I didn't want to have to do a triple carry. I thought it was better to opt for putting stuff in smaller dry bags so that they could, since I have to take a double trip anyways, kids quite aren't old enough to be able to carry the kayak by themselves. I don't know, maybe some people would argue they are, but I think that's too much to ask of them. We were doing a double carry anyways, so I thought it made sense to do the smaller packs. I'll grab the food barrel, the kayak, finish this up on the way back, and then we gotta hop onto the one smaller lake. Then we have a similar length portage, and then finally we're into Mountain Lake. It's very secluded. Looking forward to it. Okay, made that portage. Now we are on Little Hay Lake. It's really bright, probably hard to see, but pretty small lake. So we just got to zip across that. One more portage, similar length, and then we are into Mountain Lake. Here we go. All right, so last portage for the day, from Hay Lake into Mountain Lake. Pretty gnarly one. Actually, I ditched the portage pack, I don't know, about halfway, 2/3 of the way through. And honestly, it's probably a smart move anyways, because I'll show you down here, it starts to get really rocky. Lots of stuff to trip on or roll your ankle. Just the portage pack for the last half, third, whatever it is. So not a big deal. I'm going to jump into the lake as soon as I get to the end here. It'll feel good. Actually, I think that was more like 3/4 of the way through. At any rate, it was as far as I could go without feeling safe. So I don't know if this really captures it on film, but all these rocks, and a lot of them are loose. So it'd be really easy to roll an ankle here. And I think I hear rain. And we have a pretty treacherous overblow here. And here it gets real rocky again. Is it raining?
Yeah,
How bad?
not bad. Just a little bit of sprinkle. That feels nice.
Yeah, I bet. All right, here we are to the end. As planned, took a little dip in the water, felt fantastic, even though I think it's a little bit cooler today. Maybe it's just the overcast, but my goodness, it felt good. And then, as a little treat for all our hard work, Garrett, what did you find over there?
Some raspberries.
Good raspberries. Yeah? Let's see them. What do you got?
Right here.
Nice.
Not a good one.
Delicious. Made it to our campsite, Perch 1. The landing is absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit of a hike up to the actual campsite, but really nice campsite too. Glad we came here. Bit of a journey getting here. A couple rough portages. I still can't stress enough how proud I am of the boys. They didn't even complain. and they did awesome. But this is what it's all about here on this beautiful lake. And then I'll get up here and show you the campsite. Here's the walk up the campsite, follows the shoreline. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a uphill climb to the campsite. But after those portages, it wasn't so bad. Probably the nicest one of the trip, in my opinion. So we haven't really gotten set up yet, but some seating logs, awesome fire pit, couple flat rocks which work good as little end tables, and Garrett found another raspberry patch. He's been picking, oh, Logan's helping too. Picking raspberries like crazy. You're dropping them, your hands are so full. And then there's all our stuff. So, time to set up camp. Probably put the tent over there. Get a clothesline up here. Get some firewood. The lake is not too far off. Good stuff. All right, so we ate dinner. Just to keep it quick, we just boiled water. Did most of our cooking on the campfires this trip, but just like again I said, to keep it quick, we did dehydrated meals. Just using the fuel, but I don't know, it's like 7 o'clock right now and we're headed down to do some evening fishing. Now the cool thing is I'm told that there are supposed to be walleye in this lake, if you can find them. And we're hitting about prime time for them. They come in close in the evenings to feed, so hopefully we can hit one. Yes, we just ate one. It would be cool to get a walleye, but also I think all of us agree we can always eat fried fish.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Nonetheless, we'll get out on this beautiful lake. It's an awesome evening. It started off when we got to this lake a little gloomy. It sprinkled a little bit, nothing crazy though, but it's brightened up and it is just gorgeous out. So yeah, here we go. Day 5, we just finished the portage back to Hay Lake. We made it, first one. For one down, guys, one more to go. We're making pretty good timing though. We did that in about a half hour, so that's pretty good. On to little Hay Lake here. Gonna take our time, rest up, eat a snack, refuel, get some water. Then we got the last portage out. All right, just finished the portage from Hay Lake to Glimmerglass Lake. Last portage of the trip. So our trip has pretty well come to a conclusion. Not too much further. We're heading back towards our original put-in on Clark Lake. The weather could not have been better. We had basically just a sprinkle yesterday for like maybe 45 minutes. The rest of the time has been either slight overcast or mostly sunny. Great temperatures, cool at night, good sleeping weather. Our first time here at Sylvania Wilderness, It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Guys, how did you like it?
It was amazing.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
The fish.
The fishing? Yeah. So I forgot to mention yesterday, remember the plan was to try and get some walleye. Well, we were cruising the coast and I came across this nice rock garden, rock bed, a little ways offshore, and then there was a kind of a steeper drop off right on the other side of it. And I told Logan, I said, oh man, I need to fish this. Sure enough, first line in, I pull in, I'd say it was a 22-inch walleye. He dove straight down to the bottom. I had to fight to get him up. Oh my God, it was so much fun. In the frantic of trying to get the camera, tried to film it, get a picture, all that, he slipped out of my hands and fell in the water. Rookie mistake. But I have 2 witnesses, right? Yeah, it was a blast. So what all did we catch, guys? We caught sunfish, bluegill, rock bass, smallmouth, largemouth, a walleye, and I think that's it. No pike, no lake trout. All around fantastic trip. The boys did super amazing. They didn't complain about the portages. They did great. They helped. And they should be proud of themselves. 2 pretty epic portages back to back days, in and out. So anyways, Sylvania Wilderness, good time. I think we'll be back.